one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
I got this story from DemocratandChronicle.com. The streets of Northwest Rochester was the closest thing that Todd Novick had to a home. And on Christmas Eve of 2023, Todd Novick died in those streets, homeless. Now, court records give a dozen addresses for Novick over the last 25 years. There are houses with warped door jambs, broken doorbells, almost all of them within a mile of Lyle or Dewey Avenues in Rochester. Sometimes he stayed with friends or family members whose lives were precarious in the same way as his. Sometimes the addresses he listed were places where he hadn't lived for a long, long time. A man in dire circumstances. That's what he was. Now, his long residence in Northwest Rochester made him a well-known figure to both residents and the police in the area, said his brother, Lauren Novick. Said, everyone in Rochester knew my brother. Everyone. The family has spoken with a lawyer and intends to sue the city over Todd Novick's death. So what happened? Novick was good at fixing things, they say, and he worked on and off as a mechanic, according to his brother-in-law, Justin Wright. He was married, but he had no children. He also struggled with drug addiction for most of his 46 years. That trouble led in turn to a lengthy list of charges related to things like theft, GTA, stealing cars, things of that nature. And that's what they do. They do it here in this town. A lot of the people that are addicted to things like methamphetamine or fentanyl, they steal so that they can sell those items to finance their drug addiction. But Wright, his brother-in-law, said he was just a normal guy who got really bad hand in life. He was an addict, and addiction is like a falcon or an eagle or a hawk. It gets its talons in you and grips. Novick was killed in the morning of Christmas Eve 2023 by a Rochester police officer. The officer responded to a call from a concerned resident who was speaking with Novick and two other people on Murray Street off Lyle Avenue when Novick suddenly ran. Now, the officer gave chase as Novick was running. He pulled a realistic-looking Crossman C11 BB gun out of his pocket. The officer yelled for him to drop the gun, then quickly fired 5 times, striking Novick once. Guess where he struck him? In the back. He was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. In the back. Sorry, I know I'm going to get pushed back on that. People are going to go, well, he pulled the gun and da-da-da. What do you want him to turn with a gun and shoot at the cop? I don't know. It's a tough call. But it just disturbs me whenever a police officer shoots someone in the back. I think of Stephen, can't think of his name, Stephen, out of Sacramento, a young black kid. And there's a video of it. The cop, he was running from the police, and the cop seen him in a yard. He goes, tells him to freeze, and he goes, gun, boom, boom. And it was a cell phone that he had in his hand. So whenever I hear he was shot in the back, it disturbs me. You say, well, the guy pulled a BB gun. Did he really know that's what that was? I don't know. Maybe he did. I move on. Rochester Police Department. The Police Accountability Board and the State Attorney General's Office will conduct separate investigations, as is customary when police shoot someone fatally. The officer's name has not been released. Of course not. Now, there are many unanswered questions, and Novick's death means those involving his state of mind, the questions about his state of mind, will linger forever. The questions, why did he run? Once he was running, why did he pull a BB gun from his pocket? Did he think the officer would shoot him while he ran away? Rochester Police Chief David Smith said there's a lot of things we don't know.
There's a lot of things we don't know. So Why is he carrying a replica gun? Does he possibly think it's real? We don't know. Maybe he just came into possession of it. Why, if he does know it's a replica, doesn't he simply say, I have this on me because there's no law against it, and then he's walking away? So why does he make the determination to run? We don't know. Why, when he's running, does he decide he's going to pull it out and hold it in his hand? We don't know. It's speculation. You know, this is 3 seconds, and it's going to take months to unravel and put together, you know, the minutia of this.
Now it goes on, it talks about him, Novick, and his life and his time in the neighborhood. And it's quite a lengthy story. I'll put a link to it in the description box. You can click that. You can read the whole thing all the way down. But the real question here is, and I'm playing armchair quarterback, I get it. But again, a guy who was shot in the back, running away, and well, he had a gun.
Now, just a warning, some viewers may find this video disturbing. Police were called on Murray Street around 8:30 Sunday morning for a man spotted with a gun. Once police arrived, they approached 3 people and began questioning. One of those individuals was Todd Novick. Novick took off running and police chased him. Police asked him to stop. Then they say Novick reached for what they say appeared to be a gun. That's when the officer fired his handgun, striking Novick at least once in the upper body. He was taken to the hospital for treatment, but later died. Chief David Smith revealing today Novick was carrying a replica gun.
That cop could have saved somebody's life. He didn't know it was a BB gun, and I get that. He didn't know, maybe he thought it was a 45 or a 38. But it just, I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around shooting someone as they're running away. Why did he run? Who knows?